Hello, everybody. I am Ian Keller, and welcome to the Off the Cuff chat with sponsored by Alchemy CyberDefence. Today, I have got the CEO of Alchemy with me, Indi, and we're just going to have a quick chat around Alchemy and why Alchemy and um, what has led to the creation of this business. So I'm Ian. I've been in the industry for a lifetime, and I've had the opportunity to work with and meet some exciting people, and the most notorious at the moment is Indi. So Indi, over to you for a quick intro, and then we get this thing off.
Thank you, Ian. That's fantastic intro, mate. So, yeah, well, like you, long time in the industry, right? I don't know about
Yeah.
the notorious part, but maybe. Um, uh, well, we had a lot of fun together, a previous life in working together in business. So, I come from a vendor land before we started this business, and worked for multiple vendors globally in different capacities, and mainly in executive capacity. Then, after leaving the vendor land, I was thinking about doing something in cyber. Cyber is always interesting. What can we do, right? So we look at all these vendors, all these fantastic vendors out there doing something great stuff, right? So we don't want to be in a space that we would be in the same land as a vendor, doing exactly the same. We want to do something different as a vendor.
Yeah.
Right? So we're looking at, how many things can we do? How much more different can we be, right? And so everyone's like, whether it's going to be AV, whether it's going to be threat hunting, or, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. And they're cool vendors. They do everything very well. Then we've been doing some research, we realize some of the issues in the market where we see attack surfaces in large organizations. And we're looking at some research and data points, we realize, wow, there's a lot of attacks happening through some of those products that's not been managed properly or forgotten because of the onboarding, offboarding issues of people and over the time, and these organizations change. And we realized, okay, so we looked around some of the reasons behind it, and we realized a lot of cloud products and cloud adoption, especially after COVID as well. Right, we see a huge adoption of cloud products, and not everything, not all the products are used to the highest effect. So we look at, okay, how can we now look at a proposition around there, and we can build something or work with a partnership or buy something, a product out there we can actually bring to the market or company. So we decided on this. We've been looking around, and we realized, okay, right, we got our pitch. So we got our story. We invested in a business, and we go, right, we are going to take this to market now. So we hear about attack surface management, but there's not much about attack surface reduction. So that's our story. We started there. How do you reduce the attack surface, right? And then with that, we realized we looked at the future in terms of technologies, where in terms of GRC players are going. So we don't want to be in the hardcore GRC land, but how can we sort of be a GRC enabler in many ways, right? So we looked at, okay, then can we do some, compliance? Can we do some risk analysis? Can we look at security posture? So then we layered up the modules on our first product or platform, we call it. It's a platform that we can enable. So we pretty much looked at three areas. First is attack surface reduction. With that, we're bringing a lot of savings into an organization, right? So our research and our data and our customers, but what we see is an organization of about 1,000 users. Typically, we can save about $1 million in annually in cloud waste, right?
Wow.
So that's a huge number, right? So if you look at that, what we're doing is by releasing that amount, that kind of cash funding, what we're saying is you can actually reinvest that money into a better way of doing compliance, running risk analysis, and posture control, and even buying other vendor products actually to fortify what you got in the organization. So that's how Alchemy started. Our thinking was, how do you enable vendors? How do you enable customers? How do you enable partners in order to do a better job, right? And help the customers, man. So that's our thinking.
Yeah. So when we spoke previously, a couple of weeks ago, there was a very interesting story that you mentioned around Alchemy and the logo. And I think that is for me that was that was an exceptionally passionate thing. So, and I would love you to share this with the people that's going to be watching this. So, why alchemy? Why the name alchemy, and why the phoenix? Because I know there's
Yeah,
something
exactly.
behind.
Thank you. It's interesting question asked by many, right? Well, we want to do something crazy, like and we want to do something different. We don't want to be the same ordinary name to start with. And we looked at the core values, right? And we are not talking about converting copper into gold. That's not the alchemy we are talking about. We are talking about philosophical alchemy. We are talking about elements, right? In terms of change, right?
Yeah,
How do we sort of bring change into the equation? But change is important. Change is everything. And then how do we sort of control that change, not just unleash change and break things, right? So that's why we came up with the name alchemy, and cyber defense or cyber security. We think we want to do more than just cyber security. There are a lot of security vendors that are very good at it. So one differentiator is that we look at across the platform of any large organization, any organization for that matter.
yeah,
It's a cybersecurity. We can see all the cybersecurity vendors. We can see other business critical applications like Microsoft, or there's going to be Salesforce as an example, or
yeah,
Jira as an example. We see it all. So we came up with the concept of cyber defense rather cybersecurity. So that's how the cyber alchemy name came about, and the logo is interesting. Again, we're looking at destruction, but it has to be fire. It has to be beautiful. It has to be something different, right? So we came up with the phoenix, right? Changing things, doing things differently, rebuilding it, and I think it just worked. It just clicked together so well. So I thought it's really awesome. So
yeah.
let's go with alchemy, and let's go with the phoenix. Let's put some color into the equation. That's it, actually.
Yeah, because the Phoenix is actually interesting because if I listen to your business model and what it is that you want to do and how you're going to go about it, that fire, that concept of we're removing something, but through that removal of it or reduction, there's a rebirth. The Phoenix rising up from the ashes. You've got this whole life cycle. You're aiming at reducing that threat landscape. Then you're also enabling the business to reuse that OpEx line to be able to do better and more, to go and further defend their landscapes. Actually, it actually fits in exceptionally well with what it is that you guys were planning or that you are doing. And from what I know, I mean, you guys have been already rocking the boat big time, which is another one. But indeed, now I want to digress off this thing a little bit. Now, I've had the privilege of meeting you and working with you for a number of years, and I know the man that you are. But one of the things for me always as a CISO was working with a business is one thing. You've got a brand that's out there, but it's the people that actually make this thing work. Now, like I said, I know your previous life. I know what you've done. And I've got the sneaking feeling that you're going to be doing the same thing here. So what is the ethos that you're bringing to alchemy? What is that passion? Because I can see you smiling like a kid in a candy store. So share with me, what's Indi doing with alchemy? What are you building from a people point of view?
Thank you, Ian. That's fantastic, and you know me too well. So, for me, it's about people first, right? And let's start with who we have. Some of the execs we have, right? These are all experienced people, right? We are not a startup. We are all experienced individuals in the organization. Our advisors are fantastic, and I think we're soon going to talk to Professor Vijay, who was my professor when I did my postgrad in Australia. And he was a global chef for Microsoft, and he's a global chef for security, globally well-known figure. So we have some awesome people, including yourself, advising us on different things we're doing, right? So
Yeah.
and that's first thing. So people are important for us. The DNA is very important, right? The essence of people. So our hiring policy is not resumes. We don't look at resumes. Resumes is not important. We can look at LinkedIn for resumes. What we say is tell us who you are, what you are, what's your social responsibility model. We'll understand as a human, do you fit into our culture? That's the first thing. And we'll have to understand the social responsibility model because we are we are big on giving back, right? We will make money anyway. This is a fantastic platform we have built, and we have 2 other products along with it. We are going to make money anyway, but that's not the most important thing. What can we do better for the business landscape, and what can we give back to people? That's very important for us. So we have pitched a couple of charities, one in Africa, one's global, which I'll talk very soon once the global contract is done. It's quite a large charity globally, so we want to give a percentage of what we're making globally. And so we want to have people actually aligned to our vision in terms of doing the right thing, right? Good people doing the right thing all the time, right? That's very important. Our policy is different in terms of working, so we don't have the standard 8 to 5 working, right? First year we all go through 8 to 5. Right now, I think I'm doing 20 hours as a CEO. That's okay. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, actually. But year 2 onwards, the team is going to have a choice to do a 4-day week, because another day, 8 to 5, I think it's an old concept. Came from the factory days, right? When you run a factory, you need factory workers to work 8 to 5 hours, right? But we're in the technology era, we don't have to do 8 to 5 hours. We want more about productivity, right? Do the right thing, do it well. If you've done very well in 5 hours, just go do something else, right? So first we bring in the 4-day after the first year of working. Then we will reach out to the champions of the champions for a 5-hour work as well on top of it. So because we realize these are individuals who can really manage themselves well, they can deliver, we know the potential. Off you go, right? So that's what we're building. We're building a system where people can have a lifestyle. So I really believe you can still have a great lifestyle while working for a great company. And we are global, right? So we have a team in South Africa, a team in Asia, a team in Australia. So today the announcement on the MD for Australia and New Zealand went out in publications. US is going crazy for us right now, and very soon we have to sort of set up something in Austin, and we might even move the HQ from Sydney to US because of the current setup. We are starting UK. UK is already operational, but we're starting UK office in a month or so. So I love what's happening. Didn't expect this to go this fast. It's gone fast. We'll take it. But the important thing is actually slow down while we're going fast and having the right team. Build the right team, happy people. They have families, respect that, right? And you can see my email. If you see my email, the footer, I says, I have a note there. Just because I send this email, please don't be forced to respond immediately. Take your time. It's time works for me. I'm emailing you. You can email me when you have time. It's the right time. So it's important, right? Because otherwise, you don't want to pressure people because you see a WhatsApp message from me or any of the execs or anyone. You just have to jump on and just respond. That should be the case, right? Because we're all working toward in different time zones. So harnessing the energy of humans, good people. I don't see age barriers. I don't see young or old. Some young people are really senior because of their mentality. Yeah, and I've learned something in Europe about the silver economy. So they're building in Europe called silver economy, just nice silver here, right? So a group of experts. That's right. You can contribute so much. So I like the mix and match of silver economy and the young people who are really talented. So we'll mix and match. So that's what I'm looking for. So I think we have a good bunch of people here, as I said, in Asia. And in Africa, South Africa mainly, and partners as well. We have these partners coming on board now quite nicely. We're looking at, again, the partners who are doing the right thing. We don't want to work with partners who are really just doing business. We want to see what they give into back into the society, etc., etc. So that's how it goes.
Yeah. Look, so for the people that don't know, Indi has got a stellar reputation of putting his customers first. I'm lying. Second is people first. So there's an anecdote I want to share, and it's probably one of the things where I became was it an avid follower or an admirer of you? We had a function, and there was a heartbreaking event that happened to some of your staff, and the way that you handled that, and the way that you put not just the staff but their families first, there isn't a lot of execs that actually care that much about their people the way that you do. And that is something that I really, really admire about you, is that people first mentality. And close onto that also is there's nothing that you wouldn't do for the success of your customers. And I've been on the fortunate side that I sat on the desk of being one of those guys who desperately was in need of you and your team's help. And nothing stopped you. I mean, you went in there like a bull in a china shop and you just fixed and you supported, which is something amazing. And there's a lot of missed opportunities that people have because they see a brand and not the people that's behind it. And they don't understand the people. That's why this conversation for me is more about who is Indi? What is it that and people will never understand up to the point where they meet you and they actually see the energy in you. And I think I've previously coined that you're like the old Energizer bunny with the battery, you know, the bunny with the symbols. You just keep on
Yeah.
going. I get WhatsApps from you like 1 a.m. in the morning, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, does he ever sleep? So yeah, no, and I just wanted to share that, you know, you are an extraordinary person when it comes to actually caring about your staff and caring about the people that you're involved with. So yeah, you know, that's an absolute fantastic thing. Now, segueing off that,
Thanks, Aaron.
your
Thank you.
team.
Yeah. I don't know
Tell
what to
me
say.
about
Thank you very
because,
much.
yeah, because I'm going to be interviewing all of them,
All right.
and having
Okay.
a
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to be having a chat with everybody. But how
Yeah.
did you select? What was what you were talking about, that magic sauce, that X factor, let's coin it that way, that you were looking for? You're not looking for a resume. You're not looking for that. How did you select your?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a tough one because you can look at numbers, the back history of people, right, and resumes. You go like, oh, right, fantastic numbers. But what I'm looking for mainly is the passion and the drive in when I look in someone's eyes, and that's why I really like to do the videos or actually in person coffee chats,
Yeah.
right? I like to understand the person, right, and the background of the person, right? It's that really that person. You know, about their family values and what they have done in the past. And, you know, just the discussion I'm having, I will not talk any business, right? Anything at all. So it's interesting. Anyone, you can try this yourself, right? You meet someone and ask, hey, how are you doing? And first thing you're going to say is, I'm good. I'm working for XYZ, etc., etc. In this world, we have really changed to talk about work. What says, I'm so and so, I'm working. This is my title. And they go like, that's not what I asked for. So when I actually now learned to separate the things, when someone asked me, what do you do? I said, oh, I'm great. I do my cycling, I do my triathlons and swimming and walk with my dog and that kind of things. So they're like, oh, what do you mean? Oh, my work was different. So I'm purposely trying to separate the two when I talk with people and understand the person for that person's sake, rather than looking at the job or the titles and what we've done. So that's the first thing. So understanding who and what, and, you know, the DNA of the person a little bit more, and of course experience is important, and more about the attitude and the passion. It's more important for me. What's the attitude? You know, we can't run attitude or the passion, right? The skills, yeah, no issues. It's just easy, right? That's the easy part. So as an exec, I want to know the execs. I got this drive line, and they say, when we talk about our social responsibility models, we talk about what we're doing. We saw the gaps in the market where we can help the customer and help the vendors and the partners, because we don't compete with any of them. And then how do we sort of, they see the isolate that, oh, wow, this is cool, I love it, tell me more. So I see the passion, right? And that's how I go about choosing the execs, right? And I know the CTO we have, he used to work for me, and he joined me in the journey, and he is a brilliant guy. He's a young guy, and he, you know, is youngish, right? But he's really smart. He's really smart. And so as a CMO, fantastic lady, right? Very smart, right? So as the MDs we have, right? And the other MDs we're going to announce soon, you'll see the announcement coming in, and they're really good people. So we'll be hiring more execs. I need a few more to do things a bit better. So we're looking at very careful in terms of who we get on board. I don't want to get people on board and off board, and just make sure that we really have the right people. And mainly not looking for not looking for lone wolves, right? Not looking for stars that we really want to just do it somehow, no matter what happens. That's not what we're looking for. And to your point before, if you have the right team, motivate them, and they're going to look after the customers anyway, like Richard Branson mentioned so many times in many ways, right? Others too. So that's the way, right? First the people. So get the execs and make sure that they look after the people quite well as well, their own teams, and not behavior that what we see in some corporates today. It's a bit sad, but it is what it is. There's no right or wrong model. It's how the business logic works. And my logic is people first, and team first, and make sure the customers looked after so well, right? That's how we go about doing this.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic, Indi, because now obviously I've had the opportunity to talk to a few of the guys and girls in your team, and I know that the one thing that golden thread that goes through your entire exec structure is that passion that people have for not only their subject matter but for the industry as a whole. Your CTO, I know, is an exceptionally passionate person about the technology that he's busy with and with the entire product stack, but also within the industry and the globalization of what it is that you're trying to do or that you will be doing. Let's change that around. It's not an attempt. It's a fact. We just need the end date yet. But that's fantastic. Seeing that drive for passion and the fact that you're not focused on a 18 to 35-year-old or 20 to 35-year-old employment group that you're looking for, but it is that passion, that drive to succeed. And obviously, the thing that you mentioned about forming that cohesive unit through the shared ethos, if I can call it that. Everybody has got a similar vision in terms of life. And you now mentioned something also earlier that I want to get back to, which is the integrated reporting, that social responsibility. I've seen many times that social responsibility is just something that people put onto the annual reports to satisfy a requirement, to say, yeah, look, okay, fine, we've done this. But that's not you.
No, that's definitely not me or the organization, because that anyone can do. That's so easy, right? So tick the box and say, we just tick all these boxes. I'll give an example. So the global charity organization that we're going to work very soon, very soon. And they asked me, so what do you guys want from us? And I said, I don't know. I just want to give you money because I know I love what you're doing. So that was the thing, right? So they're like, what do you mean?
Must have been a
Yeah, they were like, what do you mean? Every other organization wants all these things. I said, I don't know. I just want to do the right thing because I like what you're doing. And that was it.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that's a starting point, right? And so we really don't want, we'll talk about it a lot more here as we go and forward, and we'll actually say how we really do this. And entire team will talk about it. I don't want to be the only one who's talking about it. That's not my style. Let others talk. And really take the message to the market on how we do things. Really, we will document it. We'll share it, and we will share with the market on how we do things very differently. And I also must mention the ESG side, right? It's quite a big thing on the environmental, social, and governance.
Mm-hmm.
We see a big angle we play, because if you look at if you look at cloud or any technology, and if you're googling something, when you're googling something, what really happens is actually it's consuming electricity somewhere, right? You have your own electricity, but it just data center power shoots on power, right? So it's most of the power is still fossil fuel generated. So if you can save 30% of SaaS-based in a company, that equates so much electricity as well, in a way that we save. So we have worked on a few things around those lines, and we actually also really trying to contribute. We want to really show and quantify that we actually help towards the ESG goal, just not the ESG stick on it. We really want to say we are really adding value there, right? And through the charity, we want to say we also not only just giving back, we are also trying to tackle the S aspect, the social aspect as well. So, and we will really, our marketing will really keep talking about it, exactly what we're doing as the time goes by. And there's so much to share, but we don't want to just bombard the market. It's going to be really a lot to deal with. So we just go step by step, and we'll start talking about it, and my team will do it. I'm not going to talk much.
Yeah, I'm still going to dive into everybody else at a later stage and get them to spill the beans. And as you know, I sometimes ask uncomfortable questions, but yeah, that's all part of the
That's
fun.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Indy, we all know. I mean, when we look at this type of conversation being held, everybody's sort of always towing the same line. They all want to talk about, one of the other three-letter acronyms, and Uncle On, and that's not what we're about. That's not what this conversation is about. This conversation is about exploring the person behind the legend. What, and it's going to be the same format for the rest of your leadership team. Is first understand who the people are, because I think a lot is missed in today's world, where you only see a brand, but you don't see the people behind it. You don't see what's actually driving them. You don't understand that need. Why are you doing this? What is it that you are dreaming of? And on that, what is the future, Indy? What is your future? And I'm not talking about just alchemy, but I'm talking about. Sorry, I'm going to reverse a little bit. That question that you had when you ask somebody how you do it, how are you, and they say, "Hi, no, I'm Ian. I'm a yada yada yada." I'm the same thing. So people ask me how am I doing, and I go like, "Freaking awesome, and I'm alive." So back to you, Indy. What's the future for Indy? What does and then I've got a next question on top of that one, which I'll prep you for now. Were you named after Indiana Jones?
Okay. No, it's not. I mean, you can call that. I can say my joke is Indy. No hat, no whip, right? Okay, it's easy to understand. But I got a long name, like a Sri Lankan background, so everything is freaking long, right? So Indra is the first name, and then the surname. So Indy is good. Everyone called me Indy from childhood days. That's perfectly fine, right? And yeah, no, you can call me anything you want. It's all good. And the first question on what I want to do, I just want to have fun. This is good because I want to help people and I want to have fun, right? This is doing things and energizing. So I like energy. And what we're doing is helping the customers. And there are a lot of cybersecurity products. That's great, fantastic. As I said, they all do a great job. Can we add another layer on top to make sure that it's simplified, the cost time managed better, and continuous compliance rather than once a year compliance, right? And can we offer another way of looking at risk, that kind of stuff, right? That's on the starting point. But of course,
Yes.
this is going to be a role. There's a lot of in the pipeline to come through. That we are looking at other acquisitions, mergers, mainly acquisitions coming into the business, and actually the roadmap. We looked at a few things, and Christo has mapped out few options that we're looking at. We're talking already in terms of joint ventures, in terms of acquisitions. That's already happening. So we want to fortify what we offer. We want to offer something more complete. And obviously, we realize things are changing. That's globalization. That's the change. Change is brilliant. I love change. So that's how do we sort of go ahead with change and sort of keep ourselves relevant in the market. That's the plan right now. It's just having a lot of fun, right? And of course, giving back is important for me, and that's always I've done for me personally, and for the business, and for the leaders. So we'll keep doing that. I don't know. That's it for the moment, right? And things change so much. Just let's have a good time and service the customers better, and have a great team, and just want to have a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah,
that's it.
That bit where you go like, I don't know. That's probably the most exciting, because if you don't know, the opportunities are endless. If you
exactly.
structure your life so much into that pyramid, if you want to get there, then you sort of lose sight of all the interesting stuff that's happening on the periphery.
Absolutely.
And there's so much that a person can do. And I'm not just talking about work. I'm talking about life in general, because working is a means to an end to be able to live your life. And I think a lot of people miss that along the way. They work to live instead of live, or they live to work instead of work to live. I got that right now. Yeah. So, that's also one of the other things, sorry, my mind is like a Swiss cheese, and the rats going through the holes like it's on a caffeine high. You also mentioned the thing about the 4-day work week and the ability for you to architect your life so that you can live it and have that family time and have everything else, as well as meet your obligations in terms of your employment, which is fantastic. Indy, conscious of time, give me a punchline as to why alchemy.
Punchline about why alchemy. Okay, go for it. You go for it first.
Because we're
Okay.
just that bloody great.
I like that. Okay, I'll stick with it. That's fantastic.
No, sorry, Indi, over
Thank
to
you,
you,
Ian.
mate.
No, thank you very much, mate. Brilliant. Great time.
Yeah, yeah. So then, last question, quick. How can people get in touch with you and with Alchemy to further explore everything that you guys are doing, to find out more about the team, the man, to start engagements? How can they get hold of you?
Absolutely. So LinkedIn is a great tool. We are on LinkedIn. We're quite active there. So you can reach out to me or the team on LinkedIn on Alchemy CyberDefence page on LinkedIn. That's one way. Or just if you're interested in working with us, we're looking for talent pool right now. So we are very interested in getting the talent pool on videos. Right. That's a careers page. You can actually submit your video and what you want to do. Actually, we also have nice interns in South Africa now. A couple of two or three interns already in South Africa, right? From Girls in Tech organization, we
Oh,
managed to get some 3 ladies on board. Yeah. So, yeah, it's
there's not
brilliant.
enough
It's
women in our
brilliant.
industry.
Yeah, we need more.
Yeah.
And we haven't done anything in Australia yet. We will start doing something in Australia as well soon. They're looking around, and I mean, I was in a with the Australian government, New South Wales government last week or 2 weeks ago, talking about the skill shortage and what we can do. So we are looking at some plans there. So lots happening. Yeah, so reach out to us through the website if you're keen. We need a nice video about you, not about your job description. We don't need to know about your job description. We'd like to know who you are, what you can contribute to the business since you know us, and what's your social responsibility and what you're passionate about. That's it. 3 to 5 minutes. Just want to know who you are, and then we'll reach out to you and we'll have a conversation about next steps. Right? That's the plan. So that's what HR is based on. That's it. Right? We are not looking at resumes. And otherwise, LinkedIn page, yeah. So, and we'll be also in different places. If you want to, anyone wants to message me directly, message me through LinkedIn, and I'll look at it. All good.
Champion.
Sure.
Then, Indy, I just want to end off with thanking you and Alchemy CyberDefence for sponsoring this series of chats. Really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to talking to the rest of your leadership team. And then we're going to hopefully expand this into the cybersecurity market. So if there are any people interested to be featured onto this conversation, please drop us a line. You can reach us through the Alchemy CyberDefence page as well. And yeah, we look forward to hosting you and the rest of the execs soon on the next episode of the Off the Cuff Fireside Chat.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you very much for having me. That was fantastic. It's good fun. Thank you.
Thanks, Indy.
Cheers. Take care. Have a good
Ciao.
one. Thanks. Bye.